How's it going, everyone? We're coming up at the end of the year, but there's still some pretty notable games dropping on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. We got some quality titles to go over in this video on new titles that are dropping this week. We got a free-to-play title coming to PlayStation Plus. Kind of interesting how it's all going down. I'll explain all of that. Interesting new JRPG, anime action RPG. We'll talk about that. A lot of you guys gave me flack for not mentioning this game on my December games list, so I had to do some research and figure out what it was all about, but we'll talk about that and a couple of other lower key titles dropping by the end of the week. So let's get right into it and let's start things off. If you do have a PlayStation Plus subscription, you will get access to Divine Knockout, the Founders Season, with the Founders Edition pack. So ultimately, when this game exits the Founders Season, it will be a free-to-play title. This is a game published by Hi-Rez, and they really do specialize in publishing a lot of free-to-play games. You're talking about titles like Smite, Paladin, so on and so forth, Rogue Company even. Those are all free-to-play games. Divine Knockout will ultimately be that, but you will get early access to it, the Founders Edition and the Founders Season, with your PlayStation Plus subscription. Pretty interesting game here as well. KO the gods in the world's only third-person platform fighter. Become a small but mighty god of myth, brawl in all three different dimensions, and knock your friends off the map to reign supreme. Damage enemies to make them vulnerable, then knock them out of the arena with a mighty blow. Enjoy combat inspired by 2D platform fighters, but brought into a unique third-person perspective. Each arena features a new mechanic that players must master to win. Some crumble over time, while others feature deadly traps. Hurl boulders as Hercules, swing Excalibur as King Arthur, or even play as Thor. Unleash each god's devastating abilities at the push of a button. The game features a variety of different game modes. 3v3 mode, that is the core mode, and each round within 3v3 is a new mode. That could be Knockout or King of the Hill. There will also be 2v2 and 1v1 duels focused entirely on combat. Cross-platform play, cross-progression, all that will be there as well, and you can customize each god to play exactly how you want. New gods, maps, cosmetics, and modes are going to be released regularly. Divine Knockout hits December 6th, and again, with your Plus subscription, you get to play it for free right out the gate. Otherwise, I believe the Founders Edition pack itself will be $24.99. Alright, moving on from that, Chained Echoes is coming from Deck 13 and Mateus Linda. This is a game that's been in development for quite a while, but it is finally dropping. Had a Kickstarter a couple of years back. We did a full video previewing this game, so if you have any interest in this game, go check that video out, because I go, over all the information that has been revealed for this. But to put it in short, this is very much a throwback JRPG that is akin to titles that you would have played on the Super Nintendo or the PlayStation 1. Take up your sword, channel your magic, or board your mech. Chained Echoes is a 16-bit style RPG set in a fantasy world where dragons are as common as piloted mechanical suits. When you look at this game from a visual standpoint, you clearly get vibes of a Super Nintendo title. So, might not be for everyone, but for me, these throwback JRPGs are right up my alley. In the course of your journey, you'll travel through a wide array of diverse landscapes spanning from wind-tanned plateaus and exotic archipelagos to sunken cities and forgotten dungeons. Follow a group of heroes as they explore a land filled to the brim with charming characters, fantastic landscapes, and vicious foes as well. Can you bring peace to a continent where war has been waged for generations and betrayal lurks around every corner? The game will be released at $24.99. Notes 30 to 40 hours of playtime, fast-paced turn-based battles, no random encounters. Enemies can be seen running around, and then you'll transition into a turn-based battle system. Complex skill and equipment system, ton of items to be looted, stolen, or crafted. You can customize your own airship, travel, and fight by foot or in your mech. 16-bit SNES style graphics and music inspired by PS1 titles. Chained Echoes does drop on December 8th. Next up, we have Samurai Maiden. Now, this is a game that I'm shocked has this much buzz around it, because I didn't mention it in my top December games upcoming, where we look at all the games coming out this month and try to, limit that video to more of the more notable titles. But Samurai Maiden is one that a lot of you guys gave flack to me for not mentioning. Nonetheless, it notes a young woman from the 21st century with sharp swordsmanship skills finds herself in Honnoji during the Sengoku period. Together with a trio of newfound ninja friends, she races through the underworld beneath, confronted by enraged corpses at every turn. It is a full-price $60 game. Looks like a fast-paced swordplay action title, so be on the lookout for this one as well. There is a deluxe edition, but hey, from a gameplay standpoint, the game looks incredibly stylish, and it has a lot of visual flair to it as well. So from that standpoint, it might actually turn out to be something to be on the lookout for. $60 seems a little pricey to me, but them's the breaks sometime. I mean, we're paying $70 for some games, so it is what it is. Samurai Maiden drops on December the 8th. Next up, we have Cyberhook. Now, this is a game that dropped on PC back in September of 2020, and it had an overwhelmingly positive reception. 1,100 reviews, 95% of those reviews were positive. Has a pretty cool style to it, albeit a bit simplistic from a visual standpoint, but very colorful. Speed through a gorgeous retro-wave world using parkour skills and a grappling hook to scale and ride walls in this fast-paced 3D platformer, blast enemies, manipulate time, and abuse physics to avoid falling to your death. The game's features note a marathon mode, intense parkour action, tools at your disposal, alter the game, levels galore, 70 plus levels, and worldwide leaderboards will be included as well. Again, finally making the transition to PlayStation 4 and 5. Came out all the way back in September of 2020 on PC, but it will be hitting a PS4 and PS5 later this week. Alright, moving on from that, Swordship is a pretty interesting game, and by the time you guys are watching this video, probably already out on the PlayStation Store. It's a futuristic, lightning-fast dodge 'em up game. It's flipping the script on what you would know as a shoot 'em up title, where instead of shooting things up, you're actually dodging and avoiding disaster. So it'll be an interesting turn of tables as far as the gameplay style of this. The world after global warming, humanity has taken refuge in 3 gigantic underwater cities at the bottom of the ocean. Those who are expelled from the cities for lack of space barely survive on the burned lands. Meanwhile, the megacities exchange millions of containers loaded with goods every day. At the command of the ultra-fast boats, a few inhabitants of the underwater cities started stealing these precious containers in order to deliver them to the banished. Some are more successful than others. The game notes tactical dodge attacks to survive and trick your enemies into killing one another, steal containers and deliver them to upgrade your ship, and more. No shooting, but all action throughout. Ship variants, upgrade your ship, and learn to master the different weather conditions to get through the randomly generated level. Swordship is dropping today, December the 5th. Next up, we have Hello Neighbors 2, obviously a stealth horror game, and kind of has this investigative vibe going on for it, where you explore this city, dig up your neighbors' secrets, but they are smart AIs, so it's going to be up to you to figure out how to get their secrets. It's a stealth horror game about digging up your creepy neighbors' secret, but there's a twist. Each neighbor is controlled by advanced AIs. Can you outsmart the neighbors and find out what exactly they are hiding? You have an entire town as your playground, and every character in Hello Neighbor 2 is powered by multiple AIs that do everything in their power to protect their gated community and its secrets. Hello Neighbor 2 drops on December the 6th. And lastly, also making a transition from PC to PlayStation 5 come December the 6th, that is Shredders. This is a game that dropped back in March of this year on PC. Overwhelmingly positive reception with 1,021 reviews. 96% of those reviews are positive. This is, of course, a over-the-top snowboarding game. Break into the snowboarding event of the year in the hope of scoring a wildcard entry to an exclusive invitational. To prove you're up to the challenge, master the art of park riding, buttering, rails, and massive kickers, and earn your place in the world of snowboarding. Now, what I've known about Shredders and what I talk when talking about snowboarding games, or games that have snowboarding as an option, it's very much like skateboarding games. Like, I've never snowboarded in my life. I have no intention of snowboarding in my life, but that gameplay style, I feel like even if you're not into that, you can enjoy a video game like that. Much like I enjoy the skate titles, the Tony Hawk titles. I'm never going to skateboard in my life, but they are enjoyable games. I feel like Shredders is going to offer that as well. And then if you are into snowboarding, obviously that's only going to amplify your enjoyment out of the game. Nonetheless, Shredders will be hitting PS5 on December 6th. And that is going to do it for me. Again, a little bit of a quiet week, especially after last week with 3 major releases on a single day, but still, titles like Shredder, titles like Chained Echoes, DKO, some stuff to be on the lookout for this week. That'll do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.